senza sulfiti aggiunti, without sulfites added.
No sulfites added. You can see that right on the label. And I've never seen a bottle of wine that has said that on the label.
I believe this is the first Chianti to be no sulfites added.
Right. Hello, I'm Victor Rallo Jr. and today I'm here with the Professor Anthony Verdoni, my good friend, my mentor, my colleague, and soon-to-be television partner. That's a good word, right?
Sounds
partner.
good. Sounds good.
And we're here today, and we love to do things like this because this is a first time for anybody, and a first time definitely in the United States. And this is a good friend of Tony's. It's a Chianti produced by Fattoria Lavacchio.
Yeah.
And they're in the Chianti Rufina zone of Tuscany, and they're producing a Chianti called Puro, and it's pure is the literal translation.
Yes.
And they call it that because they put absolutely no additional sulfites in the wine except for those that are naturally occurring.
Natural during the fermentation process. No sulfites added.
Right. And what is that? What happens during the fermentation process? How many parts sulfite can we expect naturally compared to what's normally put into a bottle of wine?
They don't really know until they make the wine. There were no sulfites added. There are 12 parts per million sulfites in the wine. If it's under 10 parts per million, they're allowed to say sulfite-free, but they can't say that for this because it's 12 parts per million. But they can say no sulfites added.
And see, on the label they say senza
sulfiti aggiunti,
That
without
means
sulfites added.
no sulfites added. You can see that right on the label. And I've never seen a bottle of wine that has said that on the label.
I believe this is the first Chianti to be no sulfites added.
Right. I've
First
never
one.
seen a bottle of Chianti.
And these are special samples. I've tasted this wine in Italy, and this you can see the new DOCG stickers, which I think are very bold.
Yes.
I think they're very nice. This wine won't be released until September.
September?
Won't be released until the fall.
Okay, so we opened up this bottle and we took a little taste, and we had some first impressions. My first impression, I looked at the wine. I said it's got a beautiful bright color. When I tasted it, it's very mild, but it still has that Sangiovese backbone, and I get the wild strawberries and the berry fruit.
Light to medium bodied. It's not a blockbuster. There's no oak at all. The wine has to be made almost under pressure so that there's no oxygen. Only the yeasts that are in the skins of the grapes are used. There's no yeast starter. Everything was done. The grapes had to be perfectly ripe and in perfect good health. So this is really something.
I think the important part is people don't understand when we crush grapes, or when they crush grapes at a winery, they crush grapes and they pump them into fermentation vats. And there's some slight oxygen contact with the wine during that pumping process. When you make a sulfite-free wine, there can be no air contact. It has to be a total sterile environment where the wine will go bad during shipping. So if you just fermented the wine and drank it there quickly, it would probably be okay. But if it's going to last a year in the bottle, which this would, and travel, it would be a total disaster.
In fact, when they ship this wine, it's going to have to be shipped in refrigerated containers.
Or else it will go bad.
Right. They don't want to take a chance. They don't want to take a chance. And it's got to be stored in a warehouse, refrigerated containers. They call those refrigerated containers reefers. Not the kind of reefer that some of our viewers may be thinking of, but refrigerated containers.
I don't know anything about that kind of reefer. I only know about reefers as far as refrigerated containers. Yes. So the wine has great color, medium body. I think, it's very hot out today here in New Jersey. I think it would be a great summer red wine.
It's perfect.
Light.
This is perfect temperature. I don't think it should be chilled. I think it should be cool room temperature. I think that brings out all the aspects of the wine.
Right.
I like it a lot. I was expecting something more like a homemade kind of a wine, but I have to tell you, the winemakers, De Blasi and Chiarini, have made Solaya and Tignanello for Antinori. So these guys know what they're doing. And I think there's a good future. First of all, I think other Chianti producers will start to try to imitate this. And I think these people have only 600 bottles available for all of the United States in September. next year they're trying to double or triple their production.
Right.
Because now they think they
600
know.
bottles is not a lot
It's
of
nothing. It's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And tell us about the cork.
Well, they use a special cork. It's an agglomerate kind of a cork, and it prevents oxygen from coming through. They want no contact with oxygen at all because they want this wine to hold up for 2 years.
And I think when they do this conglomerate kind of cork, they can also sterilize the cork so there's no bacterial process. So the chances of having a cork bottle or bacteria are very, very,
Yes.
very slim.
They call it a Diam cork.
Diam
Diam
cork.
cork.
Well, I mean, I would suggest this wine to our viewers and anybody that was interested in Chianti first. And second,
Yeah.
if you like sulfite free, if the sulfites bother you, some people get headaches from the sulfites or stomach problems, even
Yeah.
some blotching and rashes from wines that have a lot of sulfites in them. This would be a great alternative, and you would be very, very happy. How much do you think this baby's going to cost when it hits the shelves?
We don't know for certain, but we expect between $15 and $20
On the
a bottle,
retail?
to the consumer.
To the consumer, which
Yeah.
is fantastic.
I
for
think
a
it's
fresh.
great. I think it's exciting. That's the thing about wine is you always want to taste something new, something on the cutting edge, and that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
On the cutting edge, Victor
Cutting edge.
Verdoni. Cheers.
Cheers.
From Lavacchio Puro Chianti, sulfite free, the first Chianti that we know of that is sulfite free, and we give it thumbs up.
Wait until September until it's released.